She is denigrated so badly every single day, even when she was suffering incredible mental health issues with a child. I don't know how she survives sometimes. I'm completely support her with her #1 podcast in the world.
I don't think anybody would argue that the trolls, that's reprehensible, but it's more to do with...
It's never picked up on, though, Jane, by the papers. But it's not even by your... It's not picked up on,
it's more
the racism.
Well, because I think there's also an element that you're fanning the flames. You're giving publicity to people that don't deserve publicity.
But why don't they stop talking about it? They want her to disappear. Why don't the media stop talking about her?
Because she keeps giving interviews. So that, for me, is the contradiction, that you can't say, I want privacy, but then...
Yes, you can. You totally can.
But she's invited a journalist into her house.
She wants privacy Denise, from unwanted attention.
Let Gloria speak.
I won't shout at you.
1 minute, because this is a very, very valid point, and I want to make it clear. I really loved Meghan Markle when she came across. I really enjoyed the wedding. I admired all the things she did for the environment, and you're right, from she was the age of 9, she was fighting her corner, perfect partner for Prince Harry. I was very sad, actually, when they decided to go to live in America. I was sorry to see them go.
Denise Welch steps beyond the usual chatter to offer genuine empathy for Meghan Markle in the face of relentless media and public scrutiny. Denise begins by asking how Meghan copes with the pressure of trolls and all those who direct vitriol her way. In doing so, Denise does more than simply pose a question. She acknowledges the human cost of fame, of living under a relentless spotlight. The question itself carries the weight of concern. When someone asks, "How do you manage?" rather than "What did you do wrong?" they shift from accusation to compassion. And this is what Denise does. She opens a space for recognizing Meghan's vulnerability. Denise goes on, as the clip progresses, to underscore that Meghan and Prince Harry sought privacy, but not unnecessary attention. The phrasing is telling. It conveys that there is a difference between being visible, as Meghan inevitably is, and being exposed to constant invasive spotlight. Denise is making clear that seeking privacy is not shameful or suspicious. Rather, it is human. By emphasizing that Meghan and Harry asked for privacy, she implicitly defends Meghan's right to normalcy, to a space unburdened by the glare of the public eye. It is a strong gesture of solidarity. Finally, Denise makes a plea. The trolls should stop talking about them then. This isn't just a casual remark. It is a call to accountability, a demand that those who use words as weapons rethink their actions. In effect, Denise aligns herself with Meghan not as a passive observer, but as an advocate. She raises a voice on Meghan's behalf. It is in this moment, I argue, that Denise supports Meghan wholeheartedly. Firstly, the act of naming the pressure Meghan faces is supportive. When Denise wonders how Meghan copes with the trolling, she does more than surface a problem. She validates it. Many in the public eye become dehumanized, reduced to caricatures, targets of ridicule. To ask how someone survives that is to remind us that behind the celebrity facade there is a person with feelings, limits and needs. In my view, this is what wholehearted support looks like. It begins with seeing the other's humanity. Moreover, Denise's framing of Meghan and Harry's request for privacy is crucial. Often, public figures are portrayed as wanting attention, showy, craving the spotlight. Denise challenges this narrative by clarifying that Meghan and Harry wanted normal boundaries. They did not demand celebrity in the traditional sense. They sought to live their lives with dignity. In aligning with that viewpoint, Denise implicitly positions Meghan as someone deserving of compassion rather than condemnation. It is rare in tabloid-driven commentary to find a voice that asserts the legitimacy of a public figure's desire for private life. Denise does so, and in doing so, she offers a protective stance. The third dimension of Denise's support is the moral dimension. Her statement that the trolls should stop talking about them is not just commentary. It's a nan doorsen de steeds het enormous. Istamberstans is the kitchen samanses en bibam a moral judgment. It says you are crossing a line. This is support because it refuses to accept the status quo of harassment. Denise is saying that Meghan's experience is not simply par for the course, not something to shrug off. Rather, it is something to challenge. In this way, Denise becomes more than an ally in words. She becomes a voice of resistance against the cruelty that Meghan endures. From my perspective, then, Denise's support is wholehearted in at least 3 ways: recognition, alignment, and advocacy. By speaking this way on a public platform, Denise is using her visibility to shift the conversation. The public often sees Meghan through the lens of sensational headlines, misreporting, oversimplification, caricature. Denise disrupts that pattern by speaking about Meghan with empathy and fairness. This matters because public perceptions build momentum. The more voices there are that speak humanely, the more likely the culture of harassment can be challenged. In this sense, Denise's support of Meghan is not just about one individual, but about the standard of how we treat public individuals at large. We might ask, did Denise fully grasp the depth of Meghan's burdens? I cannot know. But what is clear is that in that short clip, in less than a minute, Denise chose to lift Meghan out of the category of controversial celebrity and place her in the category of person who deserves compassion. That is a choice, and it earns the word wholehearted. It is a choice we should notice and perhaps imitate when we encounter others under attack. Of course, some could argue that Denise's remarks are limited. She does not walk through Meghan's entire journey. She does not dissect the systemic issues at play: media bias, racism, institutional pressure. But I would argue that support does not always require exhaustive analysis. Sometimes it requires simple clarity of purpose. You are under pressure. You deserve kindness. Stop attacking. In the context of a brief TV clip, that is not trivial. It is meaningful. In summary, Denise Welch's commentary reveals a sincere and clear support for Meghan Markle. She names the problem of trolling and abuse, she acknowledges Meghan's request for privacy as legitimate, and she issues a moral rebuke of the trolls. Through recognition, alignment and advocacy, Denise offers a model of how one person can stand with another in a moment of adversity. In an era of loud voices, her voice offers calm humanity, and that is perhaps the most genuine form of support one can offer.